My first musical instrument was a piano. Piano, I started playing early at the age of 6, but didn't go very well. So I quit 2 years after. I hated it and I didn't touch any music instrument till I was, I think, 13 or so, and I started playing guitar and just singing, whatever. And it lasted for a year or so. Didn't go well, either. I mean, it was fun, but and then what happened was, I was middle school, high school, whatever is the equivalent, here, and a buddy of mine was a saxophone player in a high school big band, and he brought me over, and I tried on guitar. I didn't like it, and then he gave me alto, and I've been basically playing ever since. So, I mean, not yeah. I actually, that was a funny story. I was there. They gave me this brand new saxophone. I couldn't really play, but a week later I broke my leg playing soccer in school, and I was stuck at home for like 2-3 weeks, and I had nothing to do, so I kept practicing. So by the time I got back to the school, I was, a little bit better than the rest of the guys. So I thought, oh, I'm good at it. So I'm still, still playing because of that. Basically, that's the story of getting into music.
Yeah.
Well, besides that, I had a piano teacher, for 2 years that I was, once a week I had lessons, but, I didn't really, I went to what we call children music school that had, theory, training, whatever, but it was already jazz, kind of environment, so it wasn't really that formal, some lessons. So I was kind of almost self-taught in a way, but then I went to music college in St. Petersburg, Russia, which I almost graduated, which, it was real college with real classes, and I got my real formal studying there. And after that, it was in New York, at the New School, of course. Well, it was kind of a really combination of many things, but I really wanted to come to New York to start with, so I was open to any opportunity. And then there were some people visiting from United States, I would say 94, 95, and they liked me. It was they were affiliated with the University of Massachusetts in Amherst, and they invited me and a couple of my friends to attend a 2-week workshop over there in July. I believe 95. I did, and then I stayed in the United States because my visa permitted me to stay for 6 months, and I had met some wonderful friends and people who helped me to get by. My English was really bad back then. So, and then one thing led to another, and I got accepted to the new school. So following semester, I moved to New York, and I was in the new school, and I stayed till I graduated from there in '99. So it was like almost 3.5 semesters I stayed there, 3.5 years. Exactly, yeah, it was a bit overwhelming in the beginning, but I kind of knew what to expect, so I had, they say the first year is the hardest for musicians, so I survived that year and things got much, I got used to the city, I learned the language, I met a bunch of friends, blah, 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 I started working, so. But yeah, it was incredible, So comparing to where I come from, just the amount of musicians running around is insane, in clubs, and in the beginning it was a little bit scary, but then I just, I loved it. I loved it. So it was, adjustment period was a little bit shaky, but after it passed, it was cool. Well, big, I don't know. I spent a lot of time, which I'm actually very thankful and happy about. I spent, basically since I moved when I was 19, 20 till, almost 10 years, just playing kind of smaller gigs in the city, from restaurants to clubs like Smalls, Smoke later. So maybe they weren't like as big as one would think what a big gig is, but, I was learning. and I did hundreds of them, and so each of them was kind of big to me because you go, okay, you have school, but that's when you really learn. Uh, but then the big, I guess the biggest first thing that happened to me when I worked with Cedar Walton in 2000, whatever it was, 9, I think, in Chicago at the Jazz Showcase. That was really, playing with real legend master, playing his music, that was kind of like a big event in my life. Hi, my name is Dmitry Baevsky, and for more videos, please go to jazztimes.com.